I wouldn't recommend living on a boat. I think most people will not be well suited to it. I think it's too challenging, too lonely. I live on a boat because it's very cheap, and the opportunity presented itself a few years back. And before I moved on the boat, I felt like I wanted to have a lot of time to myself. I'd say that I'm by definition a hermit because I spend 6 days a week alone.
Hey, buddy.
I'd say most of the time loneliness is not really an issue that I consider, reflect on, see myself as a part of, but sometimes it strikes. It's coming up on 3 years now that I've been living on the boat. It's sort of worn its welcome a little bit. I wasn't really prepared the first winter on the boat. I didn't have a heater. I didn't have too many blankets, but just put my socks and beanie on and make the most of it. No, I've never had a motor on a dinghy. I borrowed a friend's once, but it just seemed like more hassle than it was worth. So I just use oars instead. And I figure that's for the best because I don't really get much exercise. If I didn't row, then I'd have to do something drastic like start going to the gym or, eating really well. I think the longest period I've spent on the boat without leaving it is 2 or 3 weeks. When I came back to land after that, I felt a little strange just having not talked to people in person for that long. We're coming up on my boat now. It doesn't have a name at the moment. It used to be called Memento Mori, which is a play on Memento Mori, which means all things must die in Latin.
So yeah, this is how I tie her up. Then I'll go around here.
So I lost my dinghy because the rope broke. But yeah, I was stuck on the boat for, I think, 2 or 3 days, but I had run out of food by that point, and I ended up drinking ranch dressing because I had no food left. These are my 3 solar panels. They provide me with plenty of power in summer. Not quite enough in winter. I use the generator to compensate in winter. This is a window which I patched up with just a conveniently shaped bit of wood that was on the boat. I think it had a cricket ball go through it at some time in the past, but when I got the boat, it came like that. This is my elaborate rope system to hold the boom. So it's quite taut, but it doesn't swing too far to the left or the right, either way. I've got the boom like this so that the light goes right on the solar panel. My anchor's down in here. This hatch has seen better days, I would say. It's fairly heavy, as you can imagine. So I don't have to use the anchor because I'm on a mooring, which is what this green rope is attached to. It just means that the boat stays where it is. And it swings around this point, depending on the wind. Yeah, if you were to pull up in a little bay or something, you just throw the anchor down. To be honest, I don't care about boats at all. I just happen to live on a boat. It's just more of a house to me than anything else. As far as learning the mechanics of a boat or how to sail, anything like that, how to build a boat, fix a boat, I don't really care at all. This is the kitchen area. Serves me well. It's a little bit awkward, but it's not too bad. Got my lounge here. I don't really use that. It's quite uncomfortable, and I usually just put rubbish there and cardboard that I want to get rid of later on. My computer's here. Electronic stuff's over here. Garbage bin. Very useful.
And I store my food here, which I should probably store some of the food downstairs just because it's a lot colder than up here, but it seems to do the trick.
I spend most of my time watching movies or playing games on the computer. I'm currently studying online and have a commitment to do all the assignments and stuff. Despite being surrounded by water, I've only swum in there once. I was in there for about 2 minutes before I started freaking out due to the depth. It's, I think, 10 to 12 meters deep. I was just thinking about all the little things that could be down there. And so yeah, I jumped back on the boat as soon as I could. And I don't have a shower on the boat itself. It would be convenient to just take swims to refresh yourself. Use a bit of soap or something, but no, I drive to a town that's about 20 minutes away where I get most of my groceries and have a shower, I'd say twice a week. When it's really calm like this, you can hear the dolphins swimming around when you're inside the boat early in the morning, swimming up against the boat. I'm not sure what they're trying to do. It's just another reason to not swim in the water, I would say. Funny story is I was out on deck with my ex-girlfriend and we're just sitting out there chatting. I think we're having a few drinks and we could hear this splashing from nearby and she spotted it first, a seal. I started freaking out because I thought it would jump up on the side of the boat, and I think seals are tremendously heavy, so I was worried about it tipping the boat too much, or just didn't want it that close to me. It was freaking me out at the time, so I ran inside and she couldn't stop laughing about it. I lived on the boat with my ex for about a year. It's a very small boat, so living together with someone in such a small proximity is challenging. I mean, we had a good relationship, but it's hard to not get on each other's nerves when you're constantly surrounding each other the whole time. I think I've learned a lot more from living here than living in a house. More skills, more about myself. Living in a house it's pretty easy. It's more about who you live with. And the most challenging thing about living in a house by yourself is the cost of it. No, I'm not part of the community at all, I would say. I'm an island of one on this boat. A lot of people live on their boats in marinas because they have access to power and, people around them, showers nearby, things like that. They don't have to be as self-sufficient as someone who lives in an isolated place. Well, I think if I live on a boat for much longer, it'll become more ingrained in my personality. And because I spend 90% of my time by myself, I'll become more of a lonely person at my core, which is probably not a good thing. It's not a thing that you should get used to, let's say. Will I be a hermit forever? Who knows? I think it's just up to circumstance.